Hey everyone, welcome to Decoeasy. It's the channel of me and my mother-in-law, Janny. Thank you for stopping by, and we want to craft for you today. So are you ready? Let's go and let the creativity flow. Ready for a new DIY today? Of course, we're going to work with these again. The tumbling tower blocks. Now this is a package. They are this big compared to my hand. I think they're pretty big. This package here comes from Action. And you get 60 pieces for just €3, which in my opinion is cheap because, well, wood is mostly pretty expensive. And of course we have wood glue, also from Action. I have no idea how much I paid for this. If I should guess, about €2 or €3 max. And the package is pretty big, so you can craft with it for quite a time. Yeah, well, disadvantage in my opinion is that it needs a long drying time, but that is, yeah, normal to most of the wood glues. We'll have a crafting mat as well. Here, this one, also from Action. Action is a shop similar to Dollar Tree, but then here in the Netherlands. And yeah, let me open up this package for you. I always use this package when it's empty as some sort of bin, because you can keep your trash in it while crafting. Now, this is how they come in plastic, unfortunately. And this is one block that I try to avoid in my DIYs, because when you paint over it, you can still see that print. Now, let me see if we can tear it apart. Most of the times that works. And then we're going to empty it on the table. And I really like that sound. So I'm not going to talk while you can listen to the sound that I like really, really much. There we go. That is just pure joy to me. Okay, now I keep this one apart. Lay it down there. And the blocks can be over here. Because I want to make Christmas trees. One big, one small. Both in a different kind of color. And yeah, I'm going to shape them, and I will show you in the next shot how I did that. Okay, this is an example. I still need to glue. You start with 2 blocks, laying them down, and then you put 2 blocks underneath. So you can get some sort of, yeah, we call it roof construction. And then you repeat those steps until you come at a point where you can say, hey, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Let me put several blocks flat underneath. And yeah, if you want, you can make a standard with just some more blocks. Like so, I would say. Or maybe, if you like that more, just 1. But I think the width of 2 is safer, because this will be quite a heavy thing. And I prefer this one, but you can also make a smaller one. That is up to you. And yeah, of course, I still need to glue everything. I think that's how we're going to do it. Well, I will show you the gluing. Keep in mind that you have to wait quite a time until the glue is dry. Okay, well, let us start with the bottom part of the tree, which is 3 wide, and we have 4 of these blocks for the foot. Now, what I like to do is put them up on the parts where you need to glue, which shall be this. But for these ones also, you know, get them together. So we'll lay down 1 on the side. Now, let's shake it up. And then just add some glue up on the top of the blocks. Not too much. Oh no. Whoops, that shouldn't be happening. Yeah, if you're wondering why is that, the neighbor is doing the laundry and her washing machine shakes our house a little bit. So sometimes that happens if you see the camera going back and forth. That is why. Good. Now you let this dry for a couple of minutes. You can also just divide the glue better by, you know, wiping them together. So you can get a good connection later. Do it with these as well, because there might be a lot of glue that you want to you know, put in all the corners of those blocks. And here the same. Just rotate them against each other, pat them, that's how I would say, and then let that dry. Now wait a couple of minutes, and then you can put them together. Good, I think we can start now. Let's begin with these three together. Just push them, and now let them dry. Just like so. Don't worry about that glue parts that you can still see. We have a solution for that. And what was the next step? Oh, that is dumb. No, I don't know. Oh yeah, putting them upon each other. And let's say do this one on the bottom and this one on top, because then we have glue really on every block, on every joint. So I'm gluing these at once. And now I feel if everything is in the right position. And then is when the trick comes in. And that's why I keep those boxes. Tear off this one here. And now you get a flat piece of paper. And you can just gently, don't push hard, gently wipe on those parts where you see glue coming out. You can just wipe away the glue, because it will stick to the paper. And that's how I like to do it. But that's just one way. And now I'm letting dry everything. And then we can continue. I will also go to, you know, make the parts of the tree. And then we will see. But first, wait until it's dry. Good. Now, I glued the bottom three and the standard here together. And I'm going to use the crafting mat to help me making the Christmas tree. First, let's take a line here and align that to the center. Then I'm going to align to this line. Now I'm going to build the tree. Just randomly putting the blocks so the top section reaches this line. I'm smuggling a little bit because I have no idea how it will end. But that's a good thing about building this tree. But we'll see how it works. Then the next block, slightly let it touch the other block and let it end on the same line again. Like that here. Yeah, you gotta be very careful not touching everything too hard, because that will do no good to your DIY, I think. Just a slight little touch. And now the last two, they should come together on this line. So I'm focusing on the joint on that line. Now let me just carefully push these together as well. And that is weird. Maybe this is a weird block. Let's take another one. Maybe it's not completely straight. You know, that can happen, of course. Yeah, this works better, I think. Or it is just a mat with a weird bubble here. Okay, anyway. Let everything touch together. Just as I told you so. And then you can start gluing everything. So carefully take everything out. Maybe it's a good idea to use hot glue for the top section, but then do it slightly here inside. Because these are in the position that they should be. And you can still move around the other blocks, you know. Okay, I'm going to fix that weird bubble. Maybe I'm going to do it a little bit more over here. And then just start gluing, as I told you, with the glue over there. And maybe use hot glue on the top section, but I'll leave that up to you. Okay, everything is in a good line. And now I have my hot glue gun. Let me just take out any drippers. I'm carefully going to put some hot glue here underneath. Now quickly push them back together again. and hold for a few seconds so they won't go out of each other anymore. Now we have a solid roof. And yeah, well, what is an idea? Maybe just use hot glue on these joints too. Well, let's give it a try. Maybe it helps if you hold both. Just pushing it to the end a little bit and now pushing it back. I think that's the solution. So just lift, place the dot of glue in between the wood, and then push it back. Did it touch? Not completely. Oops. Now push it back together. And everything is still aligned, which is good. Okay, now let this dry. Make sure that the joints are cooled off. And then you can start using hot glue on the other sections. I think dripping in hot glue in between here, or wood glue and in between there, will also help, because that started dripping right away, because I just didn't use that much glue, just for the solid base a little bit. And the next step is just using the hot glue. But let this cool down first before touching anything, otherwise you might ruin your DIY. One tip, if you see a lot of glue coming out, just make sure that the hot glue gun is still warm, and just touch it, because then you can remelt the glue again. And then brush it out. So you flatten out this, the glue actually. Do the same thing here again. Just flatten it out, and then you can continue with your work without having a big bubble or dot of glue visible. Okay, now let's turn the hot glue gun off. Carefully take out the middle blocks and leave them to the side. Now what I want to do is glue a little bit over here, if the glue wants to cooperate. There we go. Just dab with the hot glue or the wood glue, twist or flip, and then do the same thing again on the other side. Let it dry. Yeah, this side here. Let it dry before placing it in, and on the other side as well. Then you can just carefully slide them back into the right position and outline them so that you have here and here evenly spread the wood. Do the same thing on the, oops, need to twist it. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now let's see where both of the blocks end comparing to the line. I think that is about here. Okay, I think we're there. Now scrape off with that paper any wood glue that is still visible and that you don't want to see, because working neat is a good thing. And again, let this dry pretty well. Already let this dry, and that took me about 1 hour, 1.5 hours, I think. So now the shape of the tree is complete, but I hope that it is, you know, steady, stable enough when you put it up. But that we can only see when the glue is dry. Just make sure that you push these and these joints together really hard so you get a solid base. Now I'm going to leave this to dry, and I think I will continue the next day because it's pretty late and I want to relax a little bit on the evening. Hope that I'm seeing you back again next time. So hold on, for you just a couple of seconds, for me a few hours. Was back quicker than I thought, because I also am going to make a bigger tree, and therefore I just took one block extra for all the items that I made. So this is the bottom part of the tree. This will come underneath. I still have to glue it together. So this will all be one block bigger. So you get a small tree, and yeah, this will be the bigger tree. I'm going to build it on the same way, just as I did with the small one, but then with one block extra on, yeah, each piece actually. Glue these together. Now start building the tree. just the same way. First start with aligning to that line. Then we move one extra to the next line. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect in shape yet. Are we going to get this? I don't think so. Let's replace it a little bit more down. Oh yeah, and align the center here, because you need to align the top as well. So one here and there. And then the second layer. Let it get to the top. One other. Let it get to that top section. Now just push this one back in place. And the top section should align here, because that is the center of the tree. Okay, slightly push everything into the right position. And then we just start, as we did with the other one, gluing that and then those joints. And gluing the rest together. And then let it dry, of course. Hey, back again. Yeah, sorry, I sound weird. I have a cold. Both trees are complete and glued, but you can still see here and there some glue. And we want to get rid of that because that doesn't look high-end. So I'm carefully laying it down, especially the big one. Here you see some glue, and you just take a file. And now really smooth, soft, and be careful. Just file, and then you can get some of these, yeah, well, restraints of the glue off. But be really careful. You don't want to mess it up. And then they just drop off. At least that works with these blocks. But it will take some time. So just take your time for that as well, because believe me, it will look more high-end. Yeah, in the end, actually. Our next step is painting these. You can get them into every color that you like, of course, but I like to use black and also white. Let me see. I think I'll do the small one in black and the big one in white. And this is the black paint that I'll be using. The chalkboard or blackboard paint from the Action. I believe this can was 5 or 6 euros. And I also have some white paint, which is from the construction store, just ordinary wall paint. And yeah, this is just plain white. I have no idea how much I paid for it. And yeah, it lasts really long. You don't need that much of it. This one, not also. But the coverage of this stuff is way much better than the white paint. I also have 2 small brushes, because I don't want to have them too big today. Let me see, do they actually fit on one crafting mat when we're going to dry them? Yeah, they do. Okay, that is great. I think I'll start with the biggest one then. The white one. So just open up the cap, and then we just start painting away. Both of the trees are dry and completely painted, and as you can see, I'd like to spice them up a little bit with these parts of greenery. You can see them better here. Some have berries, as you can see here. They come from a greater branch, but yeah, I'm just going to use the scissors because I think it's perfect to clip this stuff off. And I also have my glue gun here warming up. So we can start gluing right away, because I think it's perfect to glue them around, like, you know, here. but then smaller, so don't be afraid to cut like this in half. But first try, of course, with the bigger pieces because you can't make them smaller. So, well, let's see, which one are we going to use first? I'll take this one here. And now, just cut off the parts that we don't want and throw them away. Now, let's measure how long is this. Because if we want it, I think it's best to have it here. You know, in the center, laying or hanging down. So I'm just going to get myself a really big dot of glue. And hope that it will be enough to put it down. The hole, don't let go because the glue still needs to cool down. While I'm holding it, I'll still search for the next piece that we want. I think this is too big. This one looks cute. Yeah, you see we have different colors here, a lighter one and a complete dark one. This one goes from dark to light. And this stays in the same color. No, this one's done here. Yeah, now you can say want something like this hanging up here. So first let's cut this off. You see, now it is pretty long, a little bit too long. So I think I'm about cutting it in half. Yeah, I have a bin here near to me, so I'm cutting above the bin. And now we have a smaller piece. I think that looks cute, but you can also try to put it underneath so you can still see a little bit more of the Christmas tree itself. But gluing is a little bit harder when you do it like that. Or maybe we can just push it in between of the other branch. Oh, well, that stays hanging as well. This is what you get. If you don't trust it, then I suggest glue it together. We'll see how it looks when the last piece is on. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Put some glue here because it is hanging in here. Now, using scissors to hold the branches into the right position before letting go, because otherwise I burn my fingers, so I like to use scissors to do this job. Okay. There is a small spider web here that we want to get rid of course. Well, and now something with berries. Is it possible to get this here in between? That would be superb. Something like this. First, cut this off. Well, I think this looks super cute. Not too much, just enough. And what you can also do, try to build it with some more greenery from the inside. But then you got to be really careful. I think I'm going to, try to see if it works. Lay it down. And then you got to hang it up here on the top. Look what I mean. Don't cut this off now because we're going to need a lot of glue. Just push it in there. Hold, of course, till the glue is dry. Because if I've cut it off, I think the whole branch would have gone loose because there will be tension, because the first branches start here, and yeah, if that's nearest to the surface where you need to glue, I think it will fall down. But now it is on, look, and then you get some more depth into your DIY. Okay, I'm building it up a little bit, also doing it on the smaller one, and yeah, then I will see you again. Here they are. Here's the small one, and here's the big one. I think you can put them all like this together, but I still think that I missed something, so I'm going to make bows. And therefore I have this ribbon that Janny and I once got from AliExpress, and I think it's perfect for Christmas. I just did away my crafting mat. Maybe I'm going to get it in later because hopefully you can now better see what I'm doing. Let's take ribbon. We're going to cheat with the bow, and yeah, take a look at how big you want your bow to be comparing to this. Well, let's say I want it to be this wide. Then what you do is fold it double. And then you see, oh, I need to cut here. Well, I'm going to cut extra. So I'm sure that I have enough. Now I need to cut straight instead of going wrong. Okay. What we're now going to do is take a dot of glue here, beneath the line, fold this one, and lay it upon the other glued part. And that was where the extra bit was for. Okay, press it down. Now you can see where we're going. Make sure that this part which you glued, that you put it back in the center. And now you can take a smaller piece oh, I hope that I have enough. Always try to figure it out. I'm going to fold that in two and holding it by just gluing again. Now try to fold it double without burning your fingers. Probably you need the scissors for it. Okay, this is annoying. Hope that the glue is still hot enough to catch the fabric. It is. What you're now going to do is, this is the part where I cut. Going to lay that in the center, glue. Now I'm going to put this folded thing in here. You can do it in the center, but I like to do it a little bit more down. Now we only have to pinch the whole thing and then just wrap this around and start, actually gluing again here. Now you can pull this as tight as you want it to be. And then you have your bow. Of course, you still need to glue in the back. First, let's see, am I happy with the size? I think this is perfect for the big tree. I think it looks pretty cute. Okay. And now, just adding glue again on the back where the other part ended. Pull, let it rest, hold. And now we can cut off the extra fabric that we don't need anymore from the back part. Oh, did it let go? Yeah, I think it did. Oh, weird. Yeah, I need to re-glue it again. Might happen. No worries. I think I just didn't use enough glue. That was the thing. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that you can still, have a little flap here that you can cut off with your scissors. Don't cut into your bow, of course. And then you can just glue with the glue gun, glue your bow onto your creation. Of course, this also looks good on other decorations with other kinds of ribbons. And this is an annoying ribbon, yeah, but it looks cute anyway. This is what I wanted to show you. I'm going to make another one, but then for the smaller one, and you can just fluff it a little bit with your fingers before applying it to your DIY. Here they are, the two trees together. Also made a bow for the smaller one here. Let us know what you think about it. You see it from the front and the big one. Super cute, isn't it? Well, that was some Christmas inspiration. Let us know what you think. Well, that was it for today again. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you had fun, and let us know in the comment section below what you think about today's video. Bye everyone. Take care and we hope to see you back again. Bye!